Policy brief: Restoring honor through retirement equity. Title: Disabled Combat Veteran Retirement Act, a policy for justice and recognition. Issue: Combat disabled veterans medically retired before 20 years of service receive reduced benefits despite lifelong sacrifice. Proposal: Grant honorary 20-year service credit to 100% disabled combat veterans, ensuring full retirement benefits. Rationale: honors the sacrifice of those injured in combat, aligns benefits with the severity of service-connected disability, promotes equity and morale across the armed forces. Note: the fact is that some of these 100% disabled combat veterans could have reached a minimum of 20 years with ranks much higher than those from which they were medically discharged, which would have impacted the higher compensation. Legal impact: requires amendments to Title 10, U.S. Code, and updates to DoD and service-specific regulations. Fiscal impact: modest increase in retirement outlays offset by reduced long-term healthcare and support costs due to improved veteran stability. Supporters: veteran advocacy groups, military service organizations, bipartisan lawmakers, and disability rights coalitions. Next steps: introduce companion bills in House and Senate, coordinate with DoD and VA for implementation planning, launch public awareness and advocacy campaign. Public statement: a call to honor our disabled combat veterans. Today we stand united in a simple but powerful truth: those who gave everything in combat deserve everything in return. The Disabled Combat Veteran Retirement Act ensures that our heroes, those separated due to combat injuries, receive the full 20 honorary credit retirement benefits they earned in blood, sacrifice, and service. This legislation is not just policy, it's a promise. A promise that America will never forget the price of freedom and will never shortchange those who paid it. This would also demonstrate to our 100% disabled combat veterans who have been medically discharged because of their combat-related disabilities that we truly understand the words, freedom isn't free. For those who may ask about the funding, I would like to tell them this: if these disabled combat veterans would have not been discharged medically, they would have completed a minimum of 20 years with higher ranks and a greater monetary benefit. So this is the minimum we can do for them. We call on Congress, the Department of Defense, and every citizen to support this act of justice, dignity, and honor. Note: the fact is that some of these 100% disabled combat veterans could have reached a minimum of 20 years with ranks much higher than those from which they were medically discharged, which would have impacted the higher compensation. I'm here today to speak on behalf of thousands of combat disabled veterans who were medically retired before reaching 20 years of service. These men and women gave everything, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, for our country. Yet under current law, they receive reduced retirement benefits simply because their injuries forced them out early. That's not just unfair, it's un-American. The Disabled Combat Veteran Retirement Act corrects this injustice. It grants honorary 20-year service credit to those rated 100% disabled due to combat injuries. It ensures they receive the full retirement benefits they earned. When we say freedom isn't free, we mean it. Now let's show and demonstrate by action to our disabled combat veterans that we care. Note: the fact is that some of these 100% disabled combat veterans could have reached a minimum of 20 years with ranks much higher than those from which they were medically discharged, which would have impacted the higher compensation. I urge you to support this bill, not just with your vote, but with your voice. Let's honor their sacrifice with the dignity they deserve. If you like what you heard, please help me pass it on. Thank you.